What's up, Hokie fans? This is Coach Holmes and Sons Saturday coming to you with another 10-minute tailgate. Every week on the 10-minute tailgate, we provide you with a recipe and a cocktail to make your Hokie viewing experience that much better. This is the first 10-minute tailgate of the James Franklin era at Virginia Tech. We are in for an awesome time, I believe. James Franklin is an amazing coach, so we have a lot to look forward to as far as Virginia Tech football goes. This week, the Hokies, after an unfortunate trip down to Florida to play the Seminoles, are coming back to Blacksburg for their final home game of the 2025 campaign to play not our arch nemesis, that's in 2 weeks, but our rival, the Miami Hurricanes. Now, this is the second Florida-themed recipe in a row. Last week we did the grouper sliders. This week we're going to take a kind of a Cuban staple, which is black beans and rice, and we're going to kind of twist it into kind of a almost like a boudin ball. And so we're going to kind of put a little twist on a traditional Cuban staple to pay tribute to the Hurricanes down in Miami. Now, for our cocktail, we're playing the Hurricanes, right? So what better cocktail to play with the mix with the Hurricanes than a Dark and Stormy? So we're going to make a Dark and Stormy to go along with our black bean and rice fritters. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my oil preheated. So we're going to leave our oil at about 350 degrees. Okay, so we got our oil preheated. And I see I have my rice here. I'm using 2 packs of Mahatma saffron rice. And I'm going to go ahead and add that to my big bowl here. And I also used a pound of Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage. I'm going to add that in there. And then 2 15-ounce cans of black beans. If you want to make your own beans and soak them and do all that, that's fine. But again, we want to go for speed here on this tailgate. So we're going to kind of use the canned. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a quick mix. Stir that all up. Now, when these get in the fryer, we want to make before we drop them in there, we want to make sure everything is completely drained. Okay, so our rice is cooked thoroughly. It's soaked up all the moisture. Our black beans drain in a colander. Our sausage, after you brown it, go ahead and lay it on a paper towel or put it in its own strainer. Get all the extra liquid out of there. Now, in order to bind these things together, we're going to use some Mexican queso. So this is cheese designed for melting. So when you put it into the oil, it's all going to bind and drop in together. So we're going to spring. This is about 1.5 cups of shredded cheese. So we're going to mix these all up. And you can see this makes quite a bit. So once we get all these ingredients mixed together, we're going to start to form our fritters. So now that we got that mixed up, okay, in order to make it consistent, take a spoon and get a nice heapful there in your spoon, and you just want to kind of pack it down with your hand, okay, into a nice ball, okay? Now, take your whatever you're going to use with your oil, all right? Kind of lay it down in your spoon there, and then place it ever so gently into your oil, okay? Now, this is going to cook at 350. It's going to cook at 350 for about 60 seconds aside. And then after about 60 seconds, you're going to flip it so the top gets down in there. And then you're going to place it on your rack to cool. So we're going to make the rest of these here. When we come back, we'll show you what we're going to do with them. See you in just a minute. All right, Hokie fans, welcome back. So we've gotten all of our fritters out of the shallow fry. And through some trial and error, needed to be more like 30 seconds in there because there's no egg. Everything is already cooked. So it's really just to bind everything. So about 30 seconds per side works great with these. 60 seconds could be a little too long and kind of unnecessary. So now we're going to make our dipping sauce. Now this is going to be a lime cumin crema, and to dip these in. So I'm going to start with about a half cup sour cream. Here we go, a little bit more. Okay, then I'm going to add some lime juice. You can use a fresh lime, or you can use the store-bought that's already in the container. I'm going to get some ground cumin for a little bit of smokiness. Add that in there. And then to kick it up a notch, I'm going to go with some Nashville hot seasoning, which is basically like a cayenne pepper. And I'm going to add that to that as well. And get a spoon and just combine all of these. Now the lime juice should break down the sour cream a little bit and make it more like a dip. So we'll get all those ingredients mixed in there. Here we go. Hopefully you can see that here. All right. So now it's time to enjoy. So now we have our fritters. They've been fried. They see they've congealed together a little bit with the cheese melting, and then you can place them on a rack that has holes in it. If you do the slits, it could potentially fall through, or you could place them on a paper towel to soak up the excess oil. So take these. We're going to dip it in our dipping sauce there. Give it a taste. Go Hokies. Saffron rice really sticks out there. The sausage, nice balance. And of course, the heartiness of the black beans. And the dip is phenomenal. The crema is phenomenal. So get that in there, get a little cumin, get a little bit of spice, get a little bit of kick. And of course, that lime juice kind of smooths everything out along with the sour cream. So these are great. So take your time with them. Be careful with the hot oil, of course, when you're at home. Come right back and we'll make our dark and stormy. We'll see you in just a second. Take care. All right, Hokie fans, welcome back to the 10-minute tailgate. We're going to now make our dark and stormy. So hopefully it's dark and stormy for the Miami Hurricanes when they come to Lane Stadium this weekend. So this is a very simple cocktail. It is dark rum and ginger beer with a little bit of a twist of lime. So with this recipe, it's going to pair well with the fritters we just made. So let's go ahead and get to it. So we'll start with filling our glass full of ice. This is a light cocktail. It's pretty refreshing, and it will go very, very well. Pairs very well with that noon kickoff that we're going to have on the East Coast. So we'll start with 1.5 ounces of dark rum. Okay, Myers is the brand that I prefer. It has got the richest flavor out of any of the dark rums that I've ever tried. It's very molassesy. Please find that in the store if you don't already have some at home. I always keep some here. It's my favorite summertime liquor as well. Mix it with some tonic water. Beautiful. So we're going to start with 1.5 ounces. Drop that down in there. Now, because I really like dark rum, I'm going to add a little bit more. So add a little bit more dark rum in there. Now, limes. You're going to use 2 limes for this recipe. First, so we're going to get 2/4 of a whole lime. First one, we're going to squeeze in there, and we're going to get all of the juice from that lime down on top of the ice. Okay, and then just drop it right on top there. The next thing we're going to do is add our ginger beer. So whatever brand you prefer is great. This happens to be from Walmart because really, truly, they all taste the same, especially when you're mixing it with alcohol. So we have our ginger beer. I like to pour it right on top of the actual lime, and that way it gets all the rest of the lime juice out, the carbonation and the bubbles, get the rest of the juice and the flavor out of that lime as it mixes in. All right. For the next thing, I'm going to take my other lime quarter, and I'm going to slice a little bit down the middle. Squeeze it just a hair, get a couple drops of juice out of there, and then just use that as my garnish. Keep it on the side. Let's give this a quick stir. Mix it up real good. And now we have our dark and stormy. You can see the color there. It's that nice, almost honey-like color. The dark rum and the ginger beer go really well together. Here it is. Cheers. Mm. Excellent flavor of the dark rum. The uh, the ginger beer pairs so well with it, and it just balances out really nice, especially with that lime because you have the lime from the crema from these fritters that we just made. So it's already on your palate there. So thank you for tuning in again to the 10-minute tailgate. Follow me at Hokie Hitter. Follow the Sons of Saturday on all their accounts on social media. Follow Pete and Sam on Two Deep and College Football Monday. I was just on there last week or this past Monday talking about the James Franklin hire and all the exciting things that we had going on there, and got to speak a little bit with Hokie legend Eugene Chung, who's now coach at Delaware State. Uh, Stay tuned for all the things that we have coming out throughout the rest of this season, all the way through basketball season, wrestling season, baseball season, and then on through to prep in the off season in the summertime for next football season. It's the most exciting time ever right now to be a Hokie. We have a brand new lease on life on our football program. We're making the investments now. So we got a brand new coach who's going to light a fire under everything. So keep the faith, y'all. And this is going to be a really awesome time to be a Hokie fan. So thanks for tuning again. We'll see you next week. It's hate week next week. So make sure we all tune in and start hating Virginia now if you already don't. Take care. Go Hokies.